South Carolina State Hospital Babcock Building is one of the most well-known mental asylums in America. However, this dilapidated graffiti-covered building initially failed to get much reaction from urban explorer Mikkel.
I'm not interested in this. This is boring.
But after nearly 30 minutes across 2 videos, Mikkel saw something she couldn't believe. It might just seem like a trick of the wind, but Mikkel's raw footage showed her phone's camera mysteriously lock up after this scene, despite appearing to have captured more. Is it a mere coincidence, or does she capture footage of something that doesn't want to be seen? Creatures caught on camera. While out on a trail ride, the motorbikers came across something disturbing. The creature is seen entering the path, causing the first biker to fall, and then just runs away. Disturbing things caught on camera. These workers were filming their work for social media when the cameraman catches something horrifying.
You see this, right?
At first he thought he was seeing something or his buddy may be pranking him, so he called out to him.
Jeffrey, say something. Say something. You.
But soon they all realized what was going on. Whatever you do, never go to Slaughterhouse Canyon. During the 1800s, there was a family who lived in the canyon. The father would venture out every day to find food for his wife and kids, but one day, he ventured out and he never returned. After going without food, the kids would cry of starvation, leading the mother to go crazy, murder the children, and then throw them in the nearby river. Here's where it gets creepy. If you're ever in the canyon at night, you'll hear the cries of the children from the water. But if you go too close to the edge, something will drag you in and drown you. Perfectly timed photos. This photo makes it look like lightning is coming out of the Statue of Liberty. And this sign says no birds allowed, but this bird isn't having it. Is this statue really holding a plane? And tell me what this looks like in the comments. Creature caught on camera. While camping, a group notices one of the girls is missing.
Yeah, no, for legit though, like, Alexis has been gone for so freaking long.
They go searching for her when they hear her scream.
Alexis?
As they get closer, they find this teepee structure, and then this happens. Go to Fouke, Arkansas. On May 4th, 1971, Bobby Ford and 3 friends were hanging out at his home when something scary happened. His back door swung open, and what they saw next was nothing short of terrifying. A massive creature with thick fur and sharp claws stood outside his home, then turned and ran away. The men chased after it, leading Bobby to be injured by the creature and barely getting away. Later, he visits Texarkana Hospital, and his story is posted in the Texarkana Gazette, and the legend of the Boggy Creek Monster is formed. Never go camping in Ojai, California. It's 1948 and a father and son is trapped in a house fire. The pain was so intense that it caused the son to go crazy and unalive his dad. But what happens next is terrifying. He laid down and waited for the firemen to put out the fire, and as they passed his charred body, they thought that he was dead. He ran off into the woods where people believed that he died, but then mutilated bodies started showing up around campgrounds, and the legend of the Charred Man was born. Never travel down Zombie Road in Missouri. This road is so haunted that they actually close it down at night and nobody is allowed in there. But one night, a young girl and her high school friends decided to test her luck. They grabbed their biking gear and they sneak to the path. Wait until the guard turns his back and down the path they go. When they came up to the old Indian burial mound, one of the girls started getting very sick. She then screamed so loud that it echoed through the night. The guard heard it, went down the path to investigate, but all he found was the girl's bikes bent and disfigured in a way no man could do, and the girls was never heard from again. Never go to Seguin Island Lighthouse. A couple in the mid-1800s inhabited the lighthouse. To keep his wife from going stir-crazy on the island, the caretaker had a piano shipped to her. He should have confirmed though the level of expertise she had, as the only thing she played was one song over and over again. Over time, the caretaker could no longer handle it, so he went insane and destroyed the piano with an axe. Afterwards, he killed his wife and then himself. Today, there are claims that you could hear the sound from that piano being played from across the island. Movies Too Disturbing Not to Watch Part 2. People have left the theater saying that this movie is so disturbing they couldn't stomach it. Though I don't agree with that 100%, this is a great movie. A great story arc, tension, and foreshadowing puts this on the top of my must-watch list. What movie am I talking about? Terrifier 2. Ghost caught on camera. This kid is laying on his bed when he notices something crazy happen. An entity he could not see picks up the vacuum and throws it to the ground. Moments later, when his mom makes it to him, it then throws the black chair in the lower left corner of the screen. Never traveled down Highway 87 in Montana. Sue Johnson, a teacher and beloved wife, was headed home after a conference when something happened that changed her life forever. It was just starting to get dark. The radio was loud, playing Johnny Cash, and her car window was slightly cracked to let out the cigarette smoke. Out of nowhere, a man appeared directly in front of her. She had no time to swerve. The man hits her windshield and over the car he goes. She slams on her brakes and pulls over. She then looks in her rearview mirror and nothing. The man was gone. There was zero damage to her car, and he was nowhere to be seen. There is something sinister living in the Maryland woods. 1971, April gets out of the shower, puts on her towel, and opens her bedroom window to let in the brisk fall air. She then heads back to her bathroom to brush her teeth before laying down for the night. While in bed, she hears a strange noise, one so terrifying it sent chills down her spine. It was coming from outside, so she sneaks out of bed, walks over to the window, and peeks out. And that's when she saw it, standing at the edge of the tree line, looking straight in her eyes. Thinking she was dreaming, she went back to bed, closed her eyes, and went to sleep. The next day, her dog Ginger was missing, but was later found by 3 boys, Ray, John, and Billy, in the middle of the woods, decapitated. April knew at that moment that what she saw was real, and the goat man had visited her. Stalkers caught on camera. While taking a walk, they noticed something strange. 2 masked men is following them. At first, they thought that it was just a couple of friends pranking them, but soon realized they was wrong. She should have locked the door. 9:30 and Janet is getting home to her cozy apartment. She steps up to the door, she turns the knob and enters her home, locks the door behind her without ever thinking she didn't have to unlock it to get in. Her boyfriend calls, so she's walking around the house not paying any attention. Grabs a glass, she heads over to the sink and turns on the water to fill her cup. And that's when she looks up at the window and noticed something in the reflection that drained the life from her body. Behind her, under the bed in her room, was a man hiding, and now he's between her and the front door. Not trying to let the man know that she's seen him, she tells her boyfriend, "I'm going to take a shower," locks the door, turns on the water, and jumps out the window. She runs to the neighbor's house and calls 911. They go inside, they bring out a tall, pale man with blood on his clothes. The officer looks over at the girl and says she's very lucky. When they got in there, he was standing outside the bedroom door holding a kitchen knife. Never go to the old Curberton Mansion. In 1933, Dr. Webb and his family moved into the old Curberton Mansion in Indiana. The mansion was known for its hauntings, but for some sinister reason, Dr. Webb didn't care. The family was then found a year later, appearing to have been tortured and beaten, but there was zero signs of forced entry. But it's what was discovered in the basement that makes me believe that evil spirits was involved. Dr. Webb had a dark side. He would take his patients to the basement, promising a cure for their chronic illness, then tie them up and experiment on them. Several died, leading to the idea that maybe the disgruntled spirits were the cause of the family's death. Never go down Evangeline Road, Louisiana. 2015, a group of urban explorers go searching for a local legend. This creature is said to be the spawn from a satanic ritual performed by a group of outcast circus performers in the late 1900s. They were deep in the woods and night was fast approaching, so they decided to set up camp. But it's what happened when one of the explorers went to pee that sent shivers down my spine. It was way darker than normal that night. The man walked about 10 feet from the fire and behind a tree. But when he turned around to go back to camp, everyone was gone. and the woods was completely silent. He called up a friend to tell him what had happened so that if he doesn't come back, someone would know why. When the Rangers got to the campsite, the scene was horrific. Blood and body parts were everywhere. What happened to the explorers, and why didn't he tell his friend that the others were dead? Never pick up hitchhikers. Driving home from a party one dark and foggy night, a group of friends saw a figure waving frantically to help on side of the road. They stopped and they offered the woman a ride, but as they drove, she revealed that she was a ghost seeking revenge for a hit-and-run accident that killed her on that very highway. The group listened in horror as the car shook and the engine sputtered to a stop, and they would never be seen again. Legend has it that the ghostly woman still haunts that road, waiting for her next victim. Never pick up hitchhikers. Driving home from a party one dark and foggy night, a group of friends saw a figure waving frantically to help on side of the road. They stopped and they offered the woman a ride, but as they drove, she revealed that she was a ghost seeking revenge for a hit-and-run accident that killed her on that very highway. The group listened in horror as the car shook and the engine sputtered to a stop, and they would never be seen again. Legend has it that the ghostly woman still haunts that road, waiting for her next victim. What to watch? Two friends, one's getting married and the other one is messing everything up,
Is the ring essential?
leading to an adventure that will have you both laughing out loud and yelling at your screen.
You can't know better when I got 200,000 pounds of cocaine strapped to my chest.
And you can find it in the link in my bio or the comment section. What to watch? Two friends, one's getting married and the other one is messing everything up,
Is the ring essential?
leading to an adventure that will have you both laughing out loud and yelling at your screen.
You can't know better when I got 200,000 pounds of cocaine strapped to my chest.
And you can find it in the link in my bio or the comment section. Never do what he did. 2018, John and Mary thought it would be funny to scare Mary's little sister. Little did they know that it would be them they would scare. Halloween night, John pulls up to Mary's house. Her and her 13-year-old sister Debbie jumps in the car and they take off. John turns down Nash Road and immediately Debbie asks, "Why are we on this road?" John stops the car and turns off the lights, honks the horn 3 times, all while Debbie's screaming in the back, "No." That's when they heard a loud bang on the roof. John turns on the light and they see her, a ghostly apparition with a twisted body, glowing eyes, and 3 legs. Scared, John speeds off, the 3-legged lady banging on the car the whole time as they race to the end of the road, barely getting away.